3 interval is there or 4 points. That 3 points, 3 interval with the help of 4 points is built from 4 points. Suppose x and y, you do have the 4 points x0, x1, y1, sorry, x2 and x3. With the help of these points, corresponding y values are y0, y1, y2 and y3. And suppose you will use the Newton forward interpolation for these 4 points, and in between x0 to x3 last point you are going to calculate derivative, sorry, integration dy by dx. Dy by dx was there in derivative, this is the integration. So in place of y you will just put the integrated polynomial, and that is transferred by formula related u, and u is x minus x0 by h. So if I will put x0 at initial point, so u will be 0 and x equals to x3, I will get u value 3 and dx will be h du, that h I am writing here inside that expression of Newton forward interpolated polynomial du. And if I will do this integration with respect to u, this is I will get 3h by 8 within the bracket y0 plus 3y1 plus 3y2 plus y3. Okay, as the previous process, everything we have done. Here another term will be increased here. Suppose this is for the 2 interval or 3 points. Suppose 4 interval you do have another term, and every differences value you just write in terms of numerical value like that. You will get a nice formula, and that formula is known as Simpson 3 by 8 rule. That is actually Simpson 3 by 8 rule. Now question is, here is also you do have lots of points, and question is asked to you calculate with the help of Simpson 3 by 8 rule, Simpson 3 by 8 rule, the integration value. You know integration value for the Simpson 3 by 8 rule is applicable for 3 intervals. So you just use this formula for separate 3 intervals. Okay, separate 3 intervals. Suppose you x0 to xn y dx. So this integration will be x0 to x3 y dx plus x3 to x6 y dx plus x6 to x9 y dx. In that way you do have separate x n minus 3 to xn y dx. Okay, within this interval, lower bound to upper bound, you do have 4 points, means x3, x4, x5 and x6. In this integration, suppose x6, x7, x8, x9. In this last integration, xn minus 3, xn minus 2, xn minus 1 and xn. So corresponding to their 4 points, you do have 4 y values. Rearranging like this type of structure, you may able to write this answer. So for this integration value, it is 3h by 8. You just write down this value. This is y0, 3y1, 3y2 plus y3. What will be this value? By using this structure, outside 3h by 8, with the help of this 4x point, corresponding y value rearrange in this structure. So what will be that values? Tell me this structure of the value. By watching this structure, what will be this integration value? Very less student till now. No, you just tell me. Who are attending the class nicely, you just try to understand. A lot of the question will be built from here. Okay. So by watching this structure, you just tell me what is the integration value of this. 3h by 8 outside. At x3, y ordinate is y3. Then next value 3y4. Next value 3y5. Next value simply y6. Okay. Similarly, at the last integration value also you may be able to write 3h by 8, and that is the bracket yn minus 3, 3yn minus 2, 3yn minus 1 plus yn, isn't it? And after doing the rearrangement, this formula will be looks like 3h by 8. You just take common in every term you do have. Then you just see y0 and yn you do have only once. So you just write down y0 plus yn. First value of y, last value of y plus. Okay. You just see y3 and y3 arise two times. Here one times, here one times. y6 in next term y6. Similarly, yn minus 3 in previous term also yn minus 3. So intermediate all y ordinates which are multiple of 3, they are arising two times. So 2 into y3, y6, y9, like that. It is keep continuing up to yn minus 3 plus 3 into intermediate all y values. Suppose y1, remaining all y values. So how many values you have considered till now? First value, last value, intermediate y value which are multiple of 3, and remaining y value which that will be multiplied by 3, means y1, here y1 plus y2, y4 plus y5. In that way, in the last term you just see this is yn minus 2, y1 minus 1. So this is Simpson composite formula of Simpson 3 by 8 rule. This composite formula of suppose trapezoidal rule, Simpson 1/3 rule, Simpson 3 by 8 rule, these formula you have to remember to solve theoretical problem. Okay, in this module you do have up to this much. All formula are quadrature formula. Okay, if I will put n equals to 4 means 4 interval. If I will consider n equals to 5 means 5 interval. I will get separate another formula like this. Okay, suppose there is in little higher study you do have Voidal formula for the, that is also a quadrature formula to solve the numerical integration. But only these three formula you do have in your syllabus. Okay, is it clear? Students, response little bit. लास्ट क्लास समझ में आया है बाबू? तो ये क्लास भी समझ में आना चाहिए. Actually for n equals to 1 and 2, that process I told you. I am simply telling you today for n equals to 3 what it will be. And for that separate n value, I will get that separate 3 formula. Now logically, composite formula if you will use for trapezoidal rule, suppose trapezoidal rule, that is the composite formula you are using. That is outside h by 2, first value plus last value plus 2 into intermediate y values. And that problem already we have solved. And for n equals to 2, you have to remember outside h by 3, first value plus last value plus 4 into intermediate y odd value plus 2 into intermediate y even value. In that way, you have to remember. And for Simpson 3 by 8 rule, outside 3h by 8, y0 plus yn means first value plus last value plus 2 into intermediate, all y multiple of 3 points plus 3 into remaining points. Sum of remaining points. So can you able to remember this 3 formula? Beside that, how this composite formula is built using separate formula or separate interval formula. That process or logic you have to implement in the program when you will write the program. Okay. So same question I am writing here. Okay, you just try to tell me. Or suppose I use that formula. Okay, 0 to 1 x square dx. That value you got 1 by 3, and that is 0.333. Okay, isn't it? And I have taken here, suppose using six sub interval means 7 points. Using 6 sub interval, I have done that x and y data sets. With the help of these data sets, I will calculate this integration without doing the mathematical integration. What is the value I am getting with the help of trapezoidal rule looks like this. That is you have done before. Outside h by 2, what is h for these data sets? H is 1 by 6, 1 by 6, h by 2, plus first point plus last point plus 2 into intermediate, all points. After doing this calculation, this is coming like that. Okay. Now that integration, same integration I am trying to do here is, for example, with the help of these two formula. Composite rule of Simpson 3 by 8 and composite rule of, Simpson 3 by 8 and composite rule of Simpson 1 by 3. I am writing that example again. Okay. Suppose you do have data sets x and y data sets. Suppose 0, 1 by 6, 2 by 6, 3 by 6, 4 by 6, 5 by 6, and 6 by 6 means 1. At that point, corresponding y values are, means y equals to x square looks like function. At 0, 0, y value is 1 by 6 square. This is 2 by 6 square. This is 3 by 6 square. This is 4 by 6 square. This is 5 by 6 square. And this is actually 1 last value. So you do have in your solving process purpose, you just rename this value as this is y0, this is y1, this is y2, then y3, y4, y5, and y6. Starting from 0 up to y6, you do have 7 points, means 6 sub interval. And to use the Simpson 1/3 rule, you need even number of sub interval, because 2 sub interval you will use and you are getting the composite formula. So even number of sub interval is necessary. Similarly, to use Simpson 3 by 8 rule, number of sub interval, necessary number of sub interval, how many? That is, you just tell me. Because Simpson 3 by 8 rule you are using separately in three intervals. This is in 3 interval, this is in 3 interval, this is in 3 interval. So number of sub interval, how many it will be? बोलो, समझ में आ रहा बाबू? कोई तो बताओ, समझ में आ रहा कि नहीं बाबू?
यस सर, आ रहा है।
सिम्पसन 3 by 8 रूल में नंबर ऑफ सब इंटरवल कितना होना जरूरी है? Logically, it should be number of or multiple of 3, isn't it? Because overall integration, that overall integration you are doing x0 to xn. Suppose you are using 1 interval, 2 interval, in 3 interval. Means basically with the help of this 4 point x0, x1, x2, and up to x3. With 3 interval you will get this integration value. Again in next 3 interval you will get this value. Again in next 3 interval you will get next value. So number of sub intervals should be multiple of 3. Is it clear?
Yes sir.
So tell me. Okay, it is multiple of 3, and Simpson one-third rule is applicable for even number of subinterval, but trapezoidal rule is applicable for any number of subinterval, because trapezoidal, that composite formula you are building using separate one interval, and you are getting this composite formula. It's okay. So it can be odd or even whatever it is, you are considering one separate interval. So trapezoidal rule is applicable for any number of subintervals, but Simpson one-third rule is applicable for even number of subintervals, because here you are considering two subintervals. Okay, but Simpson 3/8 rule is applicable for multiple of 3 number of subintervals. Logic is clear. Logic is clear or not?
Yes.
Okay. Now you just see, for these data sets, if I will ask you to calculate 0 to 1, lower limit to upper limit y dx, with therefore Simpson one-third rule or Simpson 3/8 rule, may I able to apply that techniques or not? How many numbers of subinterval here? With the help of 7.6 subinterval. 6 subinterval, that is the in terms of even or odd? That is even. So I can able to apply Simpson one-third rule. Okay. And if I will use Simpson 3/8 rule, it should be multiple of 3. 6 is multiple of 3, so I can able to use Simpson 3/8 rule also. And I can able to use, beside that also I may able to use, suppose you do have 7 subinterval, you may able to use this technique, but you will get more error. Why? Because this rule is applicable. Suppose Simpson 3/8 rule is applicable for 3 interval. These 3 interval you are applying, and these 3 interval you are applying. No any point is excess or scarcity of no any point will arise, such that in calculation all y value will be considered. Means overall area you are going to considering. So obviously you will get better approximate value. No any point will be excess or scarcity will arise. So you will get better result. Otherwise, if you will not follow this logic, you will decide using these techniques, you will get more error. Okay.
Yes.
Now you just tell me this value. Actually, these data sets looks like this type of integration actually. 0 to 1 x squared dx, isn't it? That is the exact. Because these data sets I have taken from y equals to x square graph. Okay, these are the x value. In x value, I have taken the x square term. Okay, these are the y0, y1, y2. Now I am using Simpson 3/8 rule. So in first of all, one-third rule. One-third rule. What was the composite formula? Again, I am showing you. Is it visible? Outside h/3, that is I have done in last class. Okay. Outside h/3, within the bracket, first value of y plus last value of y plus 4 into intermediate y odd values plus 2 into intermediate y even values. Okay. You just remember that. And that is I am writing. That integration value 0 to 1 y dx, that will be outside h/3. What is h? H is 1/6. In between the x argument, distance, equispace arguments. So 1/6 minus 0 means h is this. h/3 means first value of y and last value of y. Within the bracket, you just do this. First value of y is 0.6, that is 1 plus 4 into intermediate y odd values. Y odd value is this value, this value, this value. Okay, so 1 by 6 square, 3 by 6 square, and 5 by 6 square. Okay, sorry, no bracket close. Again, some term is there. Plus 2 into intermediate even y ordinates. Even y ordinates is y2 and y4. Means 2 by 6 square plus 4 by 6 square. For your remembering purpose, I have taken this or considering or creating this easy example actually, so that you may be able to apply that formula. Okay, you just see that formula again. First one plus last one, 4 into intermediate y odd ordinates plus 2 into intermediate y even ordinates. Outside h by 3. That is I have written. Outside h by 3, first value plus last value plus 4 into intermediate odd ordinates plus 2 into intermediate even ordinates. And after doing this calculation, I think with the help of calculator, you may be able to calculate this. And just do this calculation and tell me the answer. Okay. Are you doing this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just do this calculation and tell me the answer. And I am writing the structure of Simpson 3 by 8 group. Bolo, what is the answer?
Sir, just a minute.
This is 0 plus 1. This is 4. 4 multiply within the bracket 1 by 6 square, 3 by 6 square, 5 by 6 square. Plus 2 within the bracket 2 by 6 square plus 4 by 6 square. Outside also you do have 1 by 6 into 3 minus.
The example of planning.
Sir,
Okay, you just do.
Yes.
Bolo.
Yes, sir. Sir, around 0.3, sir.
Around.
No, sir, exact 0.3 actually. 0.333.
So it is looks like 0.3333. And that value is also looks like this, I think. If you do this integration x cube by 3 and you put the limit 0 to 1 means 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is also looks like 0.333. So in this case you are getting exact value, I think. You are getting exact value looks like. Is it clear? So although you are sometimes you will get exact, but these are the numerical techniques, you will get better approximate value. Sometimes you will get exact, obviously it will have some scientific reason. If you will get into deep of these techniques, you may be able to explore that also. Why you are getting exact here? Why not approximate? Okay. That is maybe after the class or somebody if you will ask, I can able to explain. But for time being in this method, you are getting this value. Okay. Now, with the help of Simpson 3/8 rule, what is the composite formula structure? Can you able to remember this? Outside 3/8 multiply h, first value plus last value plus 2 into intermediate all y value, which are multiple of 3, plus 3 into remaining all y values. Can you able to remember in this way? 2 into intermediate y ordinates which having the multiple of 3 subscript. Okay. So outside 3/8 into h is 1/6 for these data sets. For these data sets. Now within the bracket, first point plus last point, 0 plus 1 plus 2 into intermediate y ordinates which are multiple of 3. Which points are multiple of 3 here? y3. y3 is multiple of 3. What is that value? 3/6 square. You do have intermediate any other multiple of 3 ordinates? No. First value considered, last value considered. After that intermediate multiple of 3 ordinates you have to consider in subscript. So y3 you have considered here. So then you have to consider y6, y9 like that. In the formula it was like that. y3, y6, y9. But y6 is the last one and that last value already considered. So only one point is there. Okay. In between, only one point is there, that is the multiple of 3. Okay. Plus 3 into remaining y ordinates. Means जितना consider कर लियो हो, means first point consider हो गया, last point हो गया, intermediate multiple of 3 ordinates हो गया, remaining ordinates that should be multiple of 3. Remaining ordinates y1, y2 and y4 and y5. Means 1/6 square plus 2/6 square plus 4/6 square plus 5/6 square. Okay, that is the answer. 3, if you will multiply 3, 2, that is basically 1/16 within the bracket 0, 1 means 0, 1 means 1. Okay, 1 plus 2 into 9/36. 2 into 9/36 plus 3/36. 1 square plus 2 square plus 4 square plus 5 square. Means it is 25, 16, 4, 1. In that way. What is after doing this calculation? It is coming. That is also you just try to calculate. If you are getting, I think in Simpson 1/3 rule, here is also you will get basically Simpson 3/8 rule will give you more accurate result. Means in Simpson 1/3 rule you are getting exact. So obviously here is also you will get exact. So that is also 0.333 like that. You just try to verify. Try to verify. Is it coming exactly, sir? Are you doing this verification?
Yes, sir, just a minute.
0.333. Actually, that is the scientific logic. Logically, I have written. Okay, you just verify it. It should be. Otherwise, we are doing some wrong calculation inside or in between. In formula, okay, there is no any wrong calculation. Then this will be the exact. Why exact means in Simpson 1/3 rule getting exact means obviously 3/8 rule also will give you exact rule, and whatever the higher quadrature formula I will use, that is also give you the exact code. But only these three techniques you do have in your syllabus. Trapezoidal rule, Simpson 1/3 rule, Simpson 3/8. हाँ ना बोलो, इतना छोटा कैलकुलेशन कोई नहीं बोल रहा हो. What is the answer coming?
Yes, sir. Why?
Exact. So in this method also you are getting exact. Is it okay? Okay. Is it clear? Now Simpson 1/3 rule or Simpson 3/8 rule, can you able to, with the help of trapezoidal rule, we have done this or we have solved this problem. Okay. Are you seeing this problem? Find the distance covered by a particle whose velocity profile with respect to time is given below. T is this. T is basically x value looks like, okay, and V is y value looks like, velocity in meter. In separate time, its velocity measurement is given to you up to 12 seconds. Now it is asking you in 12 seconds how many distance that particle has covered. That is will be calculated with the help of 0 to 12 V dt with the help of this integration. Okay. Now this is the discrete integration, and with the help of composite trapezoidal rule, that value already we have calculated here. Okay. That value already calculated here. Is it visible? Students?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. Now for these data sets, H is 2, and I am using the composite formula of trapezoidal rule. So I have got the answer 560. That is we have done in last class. Okay. Now I am first Simpson 1/3 rule I am going to use. Simpson 1/3 rule. If I will use Simpson 1/3 rule, what will be the changing in formula and what is the value I will get? That will be more accurate, obviously corresponding or in compare with trapezoidal rule. And that is you just try to calculate. Actually, what will be that formula? You just try to tell me. Outside h by 3. What is h? What is h? H is 2. Outside h by 3. Composite formula you have to remember. Again, I am telling you this formula. H by 3, first point plus last point, that is already written. In every formula you do have first value plus last value, you have to write first. And that is I have written in this way such that you may be able to remember. Now outside h by 3 plus first value plus last value plus 4 into intermediate y ordinates, y odd ordinates, odd values. So odd values are y1, y3, y5, y1, y3, y5. So 4 into 6 plus 34 plus 94 this is y5 plus 2 into intermediate even ordinates. Intermediate even ordinates means y2 means 16 plus y4 means 60 and y6 is also even, but that is the last value already considered. That is your output in Simpson 1/3 rule, means distance covered by the particle. What is that value? Tell me, what is that value? Quickly tell me. छोटा कैलकुलेशन में इतना टाइम लगाओगे तो होगा वो। Okay, 136 and 4. That is 140 plus 4 into inside you just do addition plus 2 into inside do this addition, and overall that value you just multiply by 2 by 3. Quickly tell me. And Simpson 3 by 8 rule will give you the value of this integration, means this integration sum, this integration value what is the composite formula? 3 by 8 h. 3 by 8 into h. H is 2 here. First value plus last value plus first value plus last value plus 2 into intermediate multiple of 3 ordinates. Multiple of 3 ordinates is this intermediate and no any other point. So that is only. So 2 into the 2 into 34 plus 3 into remaining y ordinate sum, means y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5, means 6 plus 16 plus 60 plus 94. Tell me about this value also. And trapezoidal rule you got, that is you have done in last class, 560 meter. What you are getting here, that is in this problem. कैलकुलेशन हो पा रहा हो?
सर एक्चुअली शायद आपका स्क्रीन फ्रीज्ड है।
स्क्रीन
फ्रीज्ड है सर।
स्क्रीन तो शेयर किए हैं, वो शेयरिंग में है
सर, रिफ्रेश नहीं हो रहा है।
रिफ्रेश नहीं हो रहा है, लेट मी चेक। Now it is visible.
यस सर।
सो सेम एग्जांपल जैसे डिस्क्राइब किए उस हिसाब से इसका एक्सप्रेशन का वैल्यू कैलकुलेट किए हो। व्हाट इज दैट वैल्यू? That example already you have calculated with the help of trapezoidal rule. Answer you got 560 meter. These data sets. Question is visible clearly. You just tell me.
Yes sir.
So that particle, that is we have done in last class. That value with the help of trapezoidal rule, that 560 meter we have got. That is we have done. Now I have used Simpson 1/3 rule and Simpson 3/8 rule. And how I have written this formula Have you understood this? I told you actually. That time you told me that screen is freezed like that. So my query is, have you understood or not? Outside h by 3. For this data set, h is 2, h by 3 means 2 by 3. First point plus last point plus 4 into intermediate odd values. That odd values are y1, y3, y5 plus 2 into intermediate even values. That is the composite formula of Simpson 1/3 rule. And that value, what you are getting, that is you have to do this calculation. Now Simpson 3 by 8 rule, if I will use outside 3 by 8 into h, 3 by 8, h is 2, first point plus last point plus 2 into intermediate multiple of 3. Multiple of 3 is only 1 point. Next point is y6, but that is the last point already considered. Plus 3 into remaining y ordinates. Remaining y ordinates are y1, y2, y4 and y5. That values are 6, 16, 60, 94. So that is the Simpson 3 by 8 rule and that is the Simpson 1/3 rule. In these two rules, what is the value you are getting? That is the distance covered by that particle in 12 seconds. Means 0 to 12 v dt, integration value. Tell me somebody quickly, what is the answer you got here? Tell me somebody what is the answer you got here. और इतना छोटा कैलकुलेशन तुम लोग नहीं करोगे तो कैसे होगा वो? आदत ऐसा रहेगा तो नहीं होगा. कोई भी क्वेश्चन क्वेरी माइंड में आएगा, फटाक से उसको कैलकुलेशन करने का एटीट्यूड रखो, तो अब जाके बढ़िया स्टूडेंट बन सकते हो. बढ़िया लर्नर बनना है, सब कुछ समझना है, सीखना है. ऐसा नहीं है किसी तरह जस्ट फॉर्मेलिटी मेंटेन, आई एम अटेंडिंग एनी हाउ द क्लास and what is the keep continue just going on and going on without knowing anything. Just tell me calculation, tell me.
Sir. हेलो सर.
Yes.
सर आप एक बार स्क्रीन पे कुछ लिखिए ना प्लीज.
स्क्रीन पे and you will try to understand. Okay. And after getting that file, nicely keep all the things nicely in mind, and in the next class you should ask me what is the problem in understanding. Okay. Now, for time being, I am actually ending your class now. I am uploading the file. You should nicely watch that file. Okay.
Okay sir.
Okay. And what is the problem is there in understanding, you should tell me in the next class. Otherwise, in next lab, you have to do that. That time also, you should watch that file and you have to write the program. For time being, I am ending the class and uploading your lecture. Okay. Okay.